Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Wednesday in Houston, the Angels offense broke out of a deep freeze, then hung on to another nail-biter for a 6-5 win. Tonight at the Big A, things are heating up as the Halos continue their wild chase for the playoffs with only 10 games to go. Mariners and Angels is next.
Going out on that 10-game road trip, all you could hope for when you came back home to Southern California is to be in it, and the Angels are in it with 10 games left to go. This is the final homestand of the regular season tonight. We begin a 3-game set against the visiting Seattle Mariners. The Angels, after taking 2 of 3 from the Houston Astros, now find themselves a game and a half back of the second wild card. Texas won yesterday at Oakland. Texas is winning at Houston tonight. Angels are 5 back in the American League West. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas. And today Mike Scioscia's handed the ball off to Garrett Richards. If you want to make a statement, why not send it to the guy that's probably got the best year this year? 14 wins, a new career high for him.
Yeah, Victor, especially at home. He's 9-4 this season at home with an ERA just barely over 3, 20-8 in his career as a starter here at the Big A. His fastball, especially his last couple starts, he went out there 8 2/3 innings, his 2 earned runs. He took that baseball and wanted to complete it, threw the ball exceptionally well. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. His slider, though, 89 to 91 consistent that last time out there. It looked to have that same type of stuff tonight.
All right, on the offensive side, you'd like to have your big boy getting it going. Mike Trout certainly starting to swing the bat better.
Yeah, the roommates, both of them doing well. Richards, now Mike Trout. Take a look at our AT&T U-verse rewind. He hit the ball exceptionally hard on this past road trip. 5 home runs for Mike Trout on the road trip, including 10 RBI. He had a grand slam, a huge one, after the Angels were down in the first inning in Minnesota, 5-0. That gave him the lead there, 6-5. So the power stroke is definitely back there for Mike Trout. Now 40 home runs on the season. It's a couple back as far as the leader in the American League in that category. They could use a couple of those big flies tonight with Mike Trout.
Well, the Halos have struggled against left-handed pitching so far this year. They'll face a left-hander in Game 1. Vidal Nuno on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups in the first pitch when we return.
Angels baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. By Jack in the Box. Taste the new spicy nacho chicken sandwich munchie meal tonight. Only at Jack in the Box. By Foster Farms Fresh and Natural. Locally grown with no added hormones. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Welcome back out to the Big A. Game one of this three-game set against the Seattle Mariners. Garrett Richards and the Angels not wasting time. I mean, the umpires and managers have yet to exchange their lineup cards. As a matter of fact, doing it right now next to home plate. And we will take a look at Lloyd McClendon's starting lineup for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Game number 154 for them. They are 5 games under 500 at 74 and 79. Ketel Marte leading things off at short. Kyle Seager at third. Nelson Cruz at DH. Robinson Cano, the cleanup hitter, at second. Seth Smith in left. Mark Trumbo in right field. Logan Morrison at first. Brad Miller getting to start in center field. And you've got Steve Barron batting ninth and doing the catching. Every time we play the Seattle Mariners, they've got a new catcher behind the plate. This one a former supplemental first-round pick. But anyway, I digress. Garrett Richards on the mound for the Angels.
And big thing for Garrett, just go out there and attack in that strike zone. Career high as far as W's with 14, looking for number 15 tonight. My go-tos for Garrett to be successful is throw a lot more strikes. 16 walks in his last 4 starts. That's averaging out over 4 walks per start. Prior to that, the previous 20 starts, just 1.7 walks per start for Richards. Get back in that strike zone, especially with that dominant stuff he has.
Check out the Angels defensively. Shane Victorino gets a start in left. Mike Trout and Cole Calhoun in center and right, respectively. David Freese, Eric Ibar on the left side of the infield. On the right side, a guy that was around all season long, has been out almost a month. Johnny Giavotella at second base. C.J. Cron at first. Carlos Perez behind the plate.
He started that second base position 114 of the first 121 games. 11 errors this season. Only 3 in his last 39. Turned 59 double plays for Johnny Giavotella. What a smile he has on his face all day. And then see that as soon as the game started out at second base.
Activated off the disabled list before the game today. Getting to start. Last game for him was on August the 20th against the White Sox right here. Garrett Richards ready to go as Ketel Marte, the switch hitting shortstop, will step in. Marte hitting .297. No home runs, 14 runs batted in. Swings the first one at 97 mile-per-hour fastball, and it's an 0-1 count. 14 doubles and 3 triples for Marte, playing in his 49th game. A warm night here at the Big A. Warm weekend expected. 83 degrees at first pitch. And there's that first breaking ball from Garrett.
And talked about how firm that slider was last game out for Richards. That one an 89 mile an hour slider.
There's the 0-2. Bouncer back to the mound. Garrett's got it. 1 away. Garrett in his last start against Seattle took the loss 2 starts ago. This is the beginning of the road trip. Ended up going 5 innings, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks through 100 pitches in that one. Did pick up the win in his last start. That was against Minnesota. Went 8 2/3 in that one.
Some boos here for Kyle Seager.
Yeah. Of course, he and Jared had some words. We ended up hitting him on the right elbow. Jared got ejected after going 4 2/3. 1-0 pitch on the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seager hitting .273 with 25 home runs, 71 runs batted in. I can't imagine there'd be any carryover from that exchange, but you never know. Ground ball to second. Giavotella has it. 2 down.
Good sign, 2 ground ball outs already for Richards. And the Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful. Going a little foreigner, a little urgent. Every game we talk about the importance of every single game, the urgency for the offense, the defense, and of course the pitching staff, especially with the starting pitcher in Garrett Richards tonight. The urgency to be able to get this victory here tonight, put pressure on the Astros, Twins, Indians, Orioles.
Nelson Cruz steps in with 2 outs, looks at a strike. He's the DH. 308 average, 42 home runs, 89 runs batted in his first season with Seattle. 42 home runs, career high for him. And he drives one out to deep left center field. Seattle with a 1-0 lead. A monster home run for Cruz. Fastball right over the heart of the plate, and that's his 43rd.
That 97 mile an hour fastball split the middle of the plate. When you make a mistake out over the plate against Nelson Cruz. The year he is having, 43 home runs, 90 RBI, hit .308 coming into the game before that swing. Mislocation. And Garrett knew it. That's supposed to be that fastball, two-seam fastball to try to run and catch the corner. But with Richards' fastball, you're better off trying to cut that fastball or four-seam fastball away than try to bring a two-seam fastball, because if it works its way to the middle of the plate, that's what happened.
There's Robinson Cano, 2 outs, bases clear. He takes outside. Cano hitting .282 with 19 home runs, 73 RBIs. By the way, for Seattle, that's their 189th home run.
It's a 27th home run on the road for Nelson Cruz. Did that last year too. You would think with all the home runs, the 40 he had last year, I think most of it would be at Camden Yards, but he had a majority on the road last year too.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, in his last season in Texas, it was similar, where he was better as far as the power on the road. One pitch. A little dribbler. This is a fair ball. Perez will take it. And the inning is over, but not before Nelson Cruz with 2 outs. Puts the Mariners in the lead. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Ibar, Calhoun, and Trout coming up with the Angels down 1-0. Bush's lineup for game number 153 for your Angels. Eric Ibar leading things off at short. Cole Calhoun at right. Mike Trout is in center. Albert DHing once again. C.J. Cron at first. David Freese at third. He was the hero on Wednesday. Shane Victorino gets a start at left. Carlos Perez behind the plate. Johnny Giavotella batting ninth. And he is playing second base as they take on the 28-year-old left-hander, native of National City, California. His name is Vidal Nuno.
Nuno fastball, 87 and 93. There was a slider, cut fastball, changeup, solid curveball, and changeup. My go-to is to be successful. Make him work. Make him throw some pitches. Get ahead of counts and hit for the middle. Don't try to pull that changeup, especially go the other way against him.
First one to Ibar. That is yanked down the line. That's a fair ball. Jumped on that first pitch fastball. Ibar on his way to second. It is a leadoff double. Slam on the brakes right there, Eric.
So far this year, hitters against Nuno, first pitch swinging. Now 18 when making contact, 18 for 37. Jumping on that first pitch, fastball 88, inner part of the plate, turns on right down the line for Ibar's 28th double of the season. That's how you respond right away. A good swing like that after the home run by Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, I mentioned in the open that the Angels have struggled against left-handed pitch. Just .232 against left-handed pitching, and that's something we've kind of scratched our heads about all season long, considering it's a kind of right-handed heavy lineup, especially your big boys. But Eric is on board with his 28th double. Here's Cole Calhoun. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. Interesting numbers for the Angels. The splits at home and road are exactly the same. They're .243. which is what they're hitting, and they bring up the rear in the American League as far as team batting average. But they've played better at home, 44-31 here at home. Both hitting .260, 24 home runs. Swings at the off-speed pitch, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Swing is extremely important as a hitter at this point, especially behind in the count. Think in terms of putting that ball in play, especially on the right side of the infield on the ground to advance Eric Ibar.
Flips this one out to left field. Seth Smith is there. He'll make the catch. Ibar will stay right there. Smith gets the baseball back in. 1 out. Ibar still at second. Here comes Trout. Trout at .294, 40 home runs, 87 runs batted in. Takes an off-speed pitch for a strike.
Trout just 1 for 6. It's Nuno. But that hit, a home run.
Upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trout in 16 games against Seattle this year has hit .322, 6 home runs, and 11 runs batted in.
Nuno coming in this game has allowed 11 home runs in under 60 innings pitched, 59 1/3.
Trout flies one out towards shallow right field. Long run for everybody. That's going to fall in there for a hit.
Great base
Ibar
running.
comes in to score. Trout the second. That's an RBI double, and we're tied at 1.
Excellent base running by Eric Ibar, knowing how deep Trumbo was playing in right field. A little jam shot. Easily reads that. Comes in to score with the tying run.
Trout with his 29th double picks up his 88th run batted in.
See how far Mars is trying to run out there, but Mark Trumbo playing it very deep. But Ibar reading that right away, easily comes in to score. It's all about that read off the bat for Eric Ibar, scoring on that bloop double by Mike Trout, his 88th RBI.
Couple of extra base hits to tie this score up. Albert takes down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Pujols hitting .237, 36 home runs, 87 runs batted in. Albert on Wednesday ended up going 0 for 3 with a couple of walks. Got the top part of the strike zone, and it evens a count. Good off-speed pitch, 1-2.
Boy, Miller out in center field playing extremely deep. A lot of room in that outfield.
And it's not a 3 infielder shift to the left side. Cano stays on the second base side. The Trout at second base. Trout takes off, and Albert launches one out to left field. Seth Smith moving back. Watch out, bullpen. Gone! A big fly for Albert Pujols. 37th of the season, and the Angels with a 3-1 lead. That's one way to hit and run.
Yeah. Hit, run, and then walk. Home run number 37, 89th RBI. Now for Albert Pujols. Try to sneak a fastball, and that's 2 pitches on the inner half of the plate he's been hit hard on. Eric Ibar's double, and then this home run here from Albert Pujols. A majestic, long home run into the bullpen.
Crone looks at a strike. CJ hitting .262, 14 home runs, 46 RBIs. 557th of Albert's career. And that is hit well out toward left center field. Miller's chasing this one. That's off the top of the wall. Crone on his way to second. To throw for Miller is not in time. Fourth extra base hit here in the first.
3 doubles and a home run. And a quick visit now to the mound to talk to Nuno. That ball was crushed by C.J. Crone. Rick Waite's going out to talk to him right now to slow this down for the youngster. Changeup stayed out over the plate. Arms got extended for C.J. Crone. And one hops that wall. 17th double.
Let's check out the Mariners defensively as we've got some time here. Smith, Miller, and Trumbo from left to right. Seager, Marte, Cano, and Morrison from third to first. Barron behind the plate.
And when Nuno is throwing the ball well, there's going to be a lot of action at third base with Seager. Won the Gold Glove last year. He's turned 108 double plays in the last 3 years, which leads Major League Baseball as far as third basemen.
And that is shot to right field by David Freese. A base hit. Being waved around as Crone. Trumbo was playing deep on it. He airmails everybody. It's an RBI single. Make it 4-1 Halos.
There's that guy again, Mr. Freese, coming through in the big moment, going the other way, off-speed hits, stayed back on it, and shoots that ball hard to right field once again for David Freese. I guess that's how you respond back when a club hits a home run against you. You have some good swings, and that's a perfect swing. Stayed back on that level swing, was thinking about using that other part of the field. Rewarded with an RBI single. 51st RBI for David Freese.
Here's Shane Victorino. 1 out, 1 on. They'll check in on Freese. I'm kind of surprised David didn't take second. That throw from Trumbull was nowhere near being cut off. Sailed it all the way home. Victorino looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Shane at .224 on the season with a home run, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 6 RBIs.
Boy, Freese, since coming back from the disabled list, .319 batting average. That'll go up a little bit more so with that RBI single.
Counting it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Nuno making his first start against the Angels. He's pitched in 2 other games, both out of the pen, just an inning and a third, 1 run, 2 hits allowed. And that is hit down the left field line, hooking foul.
Well, Victor, sometimes when you have a long road trip like the Angels had, 10 games on the road, as a hitter, you want to keep going. You want that timing. But as you can see by these swings in this first inning, that day off was huge for him.
Yep.
Some quick swings in this first inning already.
You definitely wanted to hit the ground running in this short homestand. Lays off. 2-2 now. Texas leading Houston at the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 6-2 down at Minute Maid Park. Detroit now leading Minnesota 6-4, and that game's in the 9th. Baltimore got shut out today. Swing and a miss. Down goes Victorino. 2 outs. So Carlos Perez steps up, 8th man to bat here in the first inning. A 4-1 Angels lead.
Good hard slider there from Nuno down and in against Victorino to get a swing and miss. That's a pitch he likes to go to quite a bit. 33% of his pitches are sliders. The Angel hitters haven't let him get into that position to utilize that slider.
Carlos looks at a strike. He's raised his average to .251. 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Having a fantastic month of September. He's hit almost 400 this month in 15 games. 4 doubles, 2 runs batted in. .472 on base percentage.
Hasn't tried to do a lot either, just trying to use the whole field.
He's picked up 7 walks this month. This one hits sharply towards short. Marte with a nice play. Flips it over to Cano, and they force out Freeze for the third out. But the Angels answer back. Mike Trout with an RBI double. Albert Pujols with a 2-run blast. We'll head to the second with the Angels winning it 4-1.
We are 4-1 here in the top of the second. The Angels leading the Seattle Mariners with those 4 runs responding back from the Nelson Cruz home run. And coming up later in the game, we'll check out the big news from around the majors on the Carl's Jr. Sports Update.
Garrett Richards back to work here in the second. Smith, Trumbo, and Morrison. Garrett gave up that 2-out home run to Nelson Cruz in the first, but the Angels offense answers right back. Seth Smith hitting .249 with 11 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Takes a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Smith has hit well against the Angels this year. .333. Takes a breaking ball in there. 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in against the Angels.
Pretty much a doubles machine too. Right center, left center.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Hitting a lot of fastballs. So if you get yourself in these type of counts, that's when you throw that slow curveball or changeup or slider. That's his curveball. That's the first one he has thrown in the game. Very difficult, especially the way he throws it with that finger, one finger off the baseball. To have a feel for that early on when you haven't thrown one yet.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. No, he fouled it. Perez could not hang on to it. And it's 2-2. Bach and Bob Davidson calling the balls and strikes tonight. Hunter Wendelstedt at first base, Marvin Hudson at second, and David Rackley at third. The umpiring crew for this weekend series. Upstairs, full count. Missed off the plate. So Garrett got ahead, ends up issuing a leadoff walk, and it'll bring up Mark Trumbo. Fans, the last Saturday night spectacular of the season takes place tomorrow, Saturday.
Is that Saturday?
That is Saturday when the Angels take on the Mariners at 6:05. Enjoy Angels baseball. Then a spectacular postgame fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Get your tickets at the stadium box office or online. So Garrett will work from the stretch for the first time with a man at first base. Here's the former Angel, Mark Trumbo.
Like Trumbo was committed to thinking he was going to get a first pitch fastball and an 88-mile-an-hour slider instead. Richards has gotten 17 ground ball double plays turned behind him this season. Love to have one now.
Ground ball foul. Trumbo playing in his 88th game with Seattle. Remember, he started the season with Arizona. He came over with Nuno as part of that deal with the Diamondbacks.
Very popular player here with the Angels. Trumbo grew up not too far from the stadium, at Villa Park High School.
Oh, 2 downstairs. Nice block by Carlos. Smith a little bit bigger lead over at first base now. 1-2 lifted on the first base side. Long run for Giavotella and Crone. CJ has that ball going to the seats. Kind of take a weird angle at that ball, kind of a roundabout way. Show you some of the scores going on right now. Texas leading Houston 6-2 in the 6th inning. Minnesota was up 4-1 at one point against the Tigers. End up losing 6-4. The Angels needing a victory, not only to pick up ground on Houston, but separate themselves from the Astros. I mentioned, or from the Twins, I should say. Baltimore had lost, got shut out tonight by Boston. Down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trumbo chases a pitch close to being off the plate. A fastball at 96. Had some serious run action to it.
The ball was almost in the glove of Carlos Perez when he fouled that one away. He was looking slider on that swing.
Full count. Unable to finish off Seth Smith, walking him, and now a full count here on Trumbo. Logan Morrison on deck. Long hold for Richards, and he walked him. So back-to-back walks. Not what you want to get into, a little seesaw action with this team.
I said that as far as the keys for Richards' success today is avoid the walks. Now he's got 2 leading off an inning, especially after his offense provided him with a 3-run lead with 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Sometimes you try to be so fine with your pitch. You're ahead 0-2. Hitters are on the defensive. You just have to make a quality pitch, keep it down in the strike zone or just below it, and get a ground ball at somebody. Don't always have that mindset of trying to strike everyone out. A little ground ball to an infielder works just as well.
Logan Morrison, the first baseman, up 225 average this year. Takes outside. 17 home runs, 51 RBIs for Morrison. Grounded into 7 double plays this year. A lot of lift in his swing.
And a very good fastball hitter. Putting himself into a fastball count.
That is ripped beyond the reach of Johnny Giavotella. Calhoun cuts it off. Coming in to score is Smith. Trumbo on his way to third, and it is 4-2. You put yourself in these situations, and you ultimately pay the price. Back-to-back walks, now a single. Still nobody out.
Line drive because he's looking fastball right over the head of Johnny Giavotella. Just over the head. That ball was hit too hard. Nothing Johnny Giavotella could do.
Again, not finishing off Seth Smith. And Trumbo comes back to haunt here. And it's Brad Miller. Nobody out. 17 pitches thrown by Richards here in the second. Topper foul. Nice job, by the way, by Cole Calhoun on a ball that was really squared up by Morrison to cut that ball off and keep Morrison to a single as opposed to an extra base hit. Perhaps another run coming across. A bunt off the plate. Perez will field it in fair territory. Throws to first and airmails everybody. A run will score. Morrison will stop at third. It's 4-3 now. And still nobody out. Trying to make the spectacular play. It would have been spectacular if he gets it to Crone. So the 2 walks to start the inning have scored.
Very difficult play as a catcher to get out of that catching position and try to cover this ball, knowing that ball is going to probably stay fair. And you have to deal with both Freese and Richards in your vicinity as you try to field it.
Barron, the catcher, swings through the first one. Miller gets credited with a single. Carlos makes his 5th error. Barron 0 for 9. Former supplemental first-round pick at a high school in Florida. No balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, that misses. 4-3 now. We're just in the top of the second inning. Cruz a home run in the first inning. 2 runs in for Seattle here in the second so far. And this after the Angels scored 4 at the bottom of the first.
And getting around trying to overthrow his slider. Very important for Garrett just to stay under control here. Slow the game down.
Morrison at third base. Miller at second. Infield back. 2-2. Another full count. Got ahead at 0-2. Marte, the leadoff man, is on deck. Payoff pitch now. Breaking ball got him looking. 1 out.
Upper part of the strike zone. That's a 25th pitch thrown this inning by Richards to get the first out of this inning. Upper part of the strike zone too. Kind of a backup slider. A big first out.
Marte bounced one back to the mound in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Infield still back, the only exception being Freese and Crone, even with the bag. At third and first, respectively. Breaking ball, a strike. Marte with very good speed, midst of a 12-game hitting streak. Off the plate. One now. Foul. Yeah, got a piece of Perez. Davidson will give Carlos an opportunity to take a little breather. Back-to-back walks to start the second. Marte, the sixth man to bat here in the second inning for Seattle. They got in late last night or early this morning, however you want to look at it. Playing Kansas City in a night game in KC. Last night. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Marte. Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs.
And you got those 2 important outs, but you got to remain focused. You have a very good hitter who's been swinging the bat well. In Seager coming up. That's a nasty slider. Snap that one off. Good break to it. Even opportunity for the hitter to swing at it because he didn't overthrow that slider. 29 pitches thrown this inning, 16 strikes, 13 out of the strike zone. Had an opportunity, especially the first 2 batters, to finish them off quickly. Didn't do so. Very important now to remain focused. You're not through this inning yet. Sometimes you have a letdown as a pitcher when you get 2 key outs. Now you have to deal with a very good hitter here in Seager.
Beach ball on the field in right field. So a slight delay. Seager grounded out in his first at-bats. He's 0 for 1.
See those numbers, what he's done the last 25 games, 367.
Richards worked up a pretty good lather here in the second with so many pitches thrown on a warm night. Trying to keep it a 1-run lead. 2 men on, 2 outs. Nelson Cruz is on deck. 1-2. Cruz homering in the first. Richards ready, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Steger goes down swinging. 3 consecutive strikeouts. And that maintains the Angels a 1-run lead. Out of the park. Good year. More driven. Bottom of the second inning. It's 4-3. 9-1-2 coming up for the Angels. Giavatella, Ibar, and Calhoun to face Vidal Nuno. Nuno gave up 4 runs on 5 hits, 4 of which were extra base hits in the first inning. His team got him a little bit closer with the 2 runs in the second inning as Johnny takes outside.
Good to see Johnny back in the lineup and in that batter's box right now.
This just a little over a month on the 15-day disabled list. Actually turned into more, obviously. Takes a strike here to even to count at 1-1. Hitting .265, 3 home runs, and 40 runs batted in. Johnny was on the DL with the 4th cranial nerve palsy. Causes weakness or paralysis in the small muscle behind the eye. He's having some dizziness and cross-eyedness. A little vertigo feeling. That's why he spent time on the disabled list. Got better and better and started feeling better. I remember the day after when he initially went on the disabled list, he was out taking ground balls in the infield, throwing in the outfield. Didn't feel 100%. This was lifted out to Trumbo. Tried to give it a go, but ended up going on the DL. And it's good to see him back. A little spark plug down the bottom part of the order. He makes the first out in the second.
It's amazing how different his swing is from the beginning of the game, where he gets a little bit longer on the swing, especially early, a lot more fly balls. But as the game progresses, he shortens up his swing, more line drive, ground ball action. But still, just happy to be back out there swinging the bat right now.
Ibar looks at a strike. He doubled the lead off the bottom of the first and scored one of the 4 runs. Oh, 2. Ibar hits one to second. Cano's got it. 2 down. Hey fans, Sunday is Fan Appreciation Day. Join us when the Angels take on the Mariners at 12:35. All fans in attendance will have a chance to win great prizes from Welk Resorts, Yokohama Tire, and Pepsi. Get your tickets here at the ballpark, or you can get them online. That, my friends, is a good look.
Yes, indeed.
Especially for Oktoberfest beginning tonight. Clearly, he's been using that boot mug. I like it. The fact that he's been using the boot mug. I'm kidding. That do. Cole swings through the first one, 0-1.
Boy, Nuno has stayed away at almost every pitch against Cole Calhoun. He's got to think in terms of left center field. Still react if he makes a mistake, especially on his breaking ball in the inner half.
One ball, two strikes. This is what you want to avoid, too, if you're the Angels, and we've seen it quite a bit. Score a lot early, a couple of runs early, and all of a sudden go into shutdown mode.
Allow the pitcher to get back into a groove.
Cole goes down swinging. There's a 1-2-3 shutdown inning. We'll head to the third. Halos up 4-3. A strong fan, you just might see yourself in an upcoming Angels broadcast. It is brought to you by T-Mobile. 4-3 Angels, top of the third inning. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for Seattle. Cruz, Cano, and Smith to face Garrett Richards at a long second inning through 33 pitches in that second inning. One. Cruz homering in the first inning, his 43rd of the year, 90th run batted in.
Nelson Cruz with a home run is tied Chris Davis. Mike Trout just behind him as far as the home run totals. 43 home runs this season for Nelson Cruz, 40 for Mike Trout, including 5 on that last road trip.
Nelson Cruz leading the way, along with Chris Davis, former teammate, Baltimore. They were teammates in Texas, too.
This is watching some of those swings for Chris Davis, that easy swing, how he hits the ball to left center field, how far he can hit it.
2-2 pitch now. And this is jam shot to second. Still hit well. Johnny's got it for the first out.
They stayed back on that well on a slider to sear that ball right at Giavotella, but he was able to catch that one.
Robinson Cano, little tap around in front of the plate. Oh for 1. Takes a strike. Oh 1. Good breaking ball, 0-2.
That's a good curveball. A little change in speeds instead of the same hard slider. That one at 80 miles an hour. Sliders anywhere between 87 to 91. And that was the hard slider in the dirt.
1-2 to Robinson. Way upstairs. Off the glove into the backstop. 2-2. Sets up the breaking ball now. Garrett at times gets into that mode of wanting to throw everything hard and harder.
Shook off a fastball and it's coming in back with a slider.
That's a swing and a miss, and Perez has to throw on to first. Cano has some pain with the abdominal strain running, so he is easily thrown out for out number 2.
Now here's tonight's Cold Hard Facts, which are brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light, Mike Scioscia's Club. 30-16 record in one-run games, which is the best in the American League. Has won its last 7 one-run decisions. Right now, it's a one-run game. Although you prefer a bigger lead. Let the bullpen relax a little bit. 26 outs in those last 2 wins the bullpen had to get in Houston. That's almost a full game of outs from your bullpen.
Yeah, from August 1st through Wednesday's game, the Angels bullpen has thrown 178 in the 3rd innings. 3rd most in the American League. And really just 2 innings behind the leader.
A lot of work out of that bullpen, and they're missing one of their key components. Joe Smith, he was moving around a lot better today. I was talking to Houston Street before the game. I said, "How you feeling?" He goes, "I feel pretty good. I seem to finally had a day off yesterday, so I feel pretty good. And I wouldn't mind a nice 5-run lead late. I had a 3-run lead early, but Seattle coming right back with 2 in the second."
Smith started off the second inning with a leadoff walk. Takes a strike here, and it's 1-2. Called strike 3. Bob Davison rings up Seth Smith, a 1-2-3 inning. Richards returns to fairly. Halo still up 4-3. Crone coming up to face Vidal Nuno, who had a 1-2-3 second inning. He has 2 strikeouts on the night, 5 hits allowed, all 5 coming in the first inning. Trout had one of those hits. It was a double, perfectly placed double to shallow right field. He picked up an RBI. His 88th. First pitch, a strike.
Likes to usually try to back up that fastball with a changeup.
Oh, 2. More aggressive the second inning, and now the third, through just a total of 11 pitches in the second. And retiring the side in order. Down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nuno, a 48th round pick in 2009 out of Baker University. That's in Baldwin, Kansas. They call it Baldwin City, Kansas. Growing up, it was always Baldwin. No Baldwin City. Trout pulls one toward the hole. It's short. Marte has it off balance. Still, Trout with an infield base hit. Nice effort by the young shortstop, but Trout legs it out.
And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Albert Pujols against Nuno in the first inning. Tried to go inside with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Brought his hands inside the baseball. Barreled up on that one and hits it out of the ballpark. 2-run home run for Albert. His 37th, 89th RBI on the season.
Well, you'd seen the Trout's RBI in the second, gave him the team lead at 88, so Albert wanted to one-up him.
He can do it again. That's add on right now.
89 RBIs now for Pujols. Home run is 37th. First time in franchise history, 2 Angels have had 37 or more home runs. Same season. There's the all-time list. Rafi Palmeiro trying to add with the Sugarland Skeeters. That's in there for a strike, 0-2.
So a lot of strikes of late. Nuno has faced 13 batters. 11 times he's thrown a first pitch strike. 4 straight batters, 0-2 counts.
Breaking pitch. Pujols goes down swinging. For out number 1. Third strikeout for Nuno.
Handing it through a nice breaking ball down and in. Expanded the strike zone because he got ahead 0-2.
Trout over first base. Here's C.J. Crone. Doubled off the wall in left center in the first inning.
Nuno with 1 pickoff this year has allowed 3 stolen bases and 3 attempts against him.
Nuno's last start was at Texas. Took the loss, gave up 5 runs. 4 earned in 3 1/3. Start before that against Texas, he 1-hit them through 7 innings. Funny how baseball works.
If you guess right against Nuno, you're going to be successful as far as stealing a base. He does have a pretty good move to first.
A little bit high. Double for Crone in the first inning, his 17th.
Pretty interesting what he does with his leg kick to try to keep Trout close at first base and not going on first movement.
2 balls, no strikes. That's a strike. 2-1.
See a lot of movement for Trout. Can't quite get a read against Nuno. Or is his lead? He's kind of drifting back.
Throw the first. Nuno, the first pitcher ever drafted out of Baker University, just the second out of Baker University to play in the major leagues. Zip Zabel of the Cubs back in 1913 through 1915.
Zip
Zabel.
That's a great name.
2-1. In there for a strike. Norm, our statistician. Norm, you were there. You were there for amazing players, says Norm. Norm Peters, legendary of Norm Peters, our statistician. The one and only.
Been around a while.
Yep. 2-2 now. Crow pops it up to shallow right center. Miller and Trumbo, and it's Brad Miller, your center fielder there, making the grab for out number 2. What a great name, Zip Zabel. No more quick nicknames anymore.
No, not like it used to be.
No.
The Say Hey Kid.
Yeah.
The Splendid Splinter.
Yep. Blue Moon Odom. Cheers. It is Oktoberfest.
It
right?
is. It is.
Barron out to talk things over with Nuno here with 2 outs in the man at first. David Freese jumped on the first pitch he saw and punched it to right field. An RBI single in the first inning.
Well, Freese now 2 for 4 in his career versus Nuno. Should play into his swing, especially if he's staying away. It's good for Freese to punch that ball to right field, right center field.
Trumbo playing very deep and right. And he stayed away. The only time he throws that pitch down and in is a slider, usually ahead of the count.
That's why you got to try as a hitter to use that middle of the field as much as possible. He's tried to sneak a couple fastballs in, and he paid for it in the first inning.
Little dribbler left side. Marte comes charging in. Has it. Freese retired. Leadoff single by Trout, stranded at first. We'll head to the 4th. Angels up 4-3. The park, good year, more driven. 4-3 Angels, top of the 4th inning. Trumbo, Morrison, and Miller, 6, 7, and 8 for Seattle here against Garrett Richards. Settled down in the 3rd inning with 14 pitches at a 1-2-3 frame. 5 punch outs, 2 walks, 3 hits allowed. Trumbo worked the walk, scored a run in the 2nd. Overthrown breaking ball, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, ideally you want to throw at least start towards the middle of the plate and go down and away. Very difficult to get a hitter to the swing at that pitch when it starts that far off the outside corner. You have to give that illusion it's at least close enough to the strike zone to get a swing and miss.
Trumbo bounces this one toward the middle. Giavotella has it. Low throw. Crone digs it out. 1 out.
Able to get himself into throwing position, Johnny Giavotella. He didn't quite get the good follow through. Nice scoop though by C.J. Crone at first base. He didn't follow through on his throw. We talked about sometimes as a pitcher you pull across your body. That's exactly what Giavotella did on that throw to first base.
This one's out towards center. Morrison swinging first pitch. Trout there. 2 outs. Let's take a look at the Honda remaining schedule. This is a 6-game homestand, the last homestand of the year. 2 more against Seattle. 6:05 start tomorrow, 12:35 on Sunday. 3 games against Oakland, 2 night games Monday and Tuesday. A 4:05 start on Wednesday, getaway. And the Angels head to Texas to play a 4-game set to wrap up the regular season. Brad Miller takes low. Texas still leading Houston 6-2. That game's the top of the 7th. Jose Altuve has been taken out of the game. Collided with Carlos Correa on a pop-up to shallow center. He was down on the ground for a little while. A big blow to that team if that spark plug is taken out of that lineup.
Well, he's one of the toughest kids you're going to see playing this game of baseball. For him to come out, you know, he was hurt pretty good.
The left forearm of Correa, they reached for the baseball, came across his jaw.
That's a good fastball. Well located for Richards. 95 on the outside corner. It's under control in his delivery.
1-2 now. Downstairs. Miller bunted his way on in the second. He was credited with a base hit. Full count.
And after getting that perfect fastball in the outside corner, an overthrown breaking ball, then an overthrown fastball.
Guy you'd like to get, have Barron lead off the 5th. Miller back up the middle, knocked down, slowed up. But Miller will reach infield base hit for the 2nd time. Garrett just couldn't glove it. They've got his foot. He's waving off both Mike Scioscia and Rick Smith, but they're going to go out anyway.
Right back up the middle. Off the front part of his foot there as he tried to get out of the way. And when you land in that position, you just want to have that glove down there. Try to move the foot out of the way.
So Miller's on board with 2 outs. Barron struck out looking in the 2nd inning.
Seventy pitches thrown, 33 of them in the 2nd inning for Richards.
Barron, 24 years of age. 0 for 10 now to start his big league career.
Miller with 12 stolen bases in 16 attempts.
.228 career hitter at the minor league level. 33rd overall selection in 2009 at Ferguson High School in Miami. Takes a strike. Even to count. Decent lead for Miller at first with 2 outs. Sharply hit the short. Ibar's got it. A 4-shot Miller. That'll do it for the Mariners here in the 4th. Well, at the bottom of the inning, bottom third of the order coming up for the Angels.
Curry, and it is Friday night, so you know what that means. An all-new episode of Angels Weekly, our second to last episode of the season. And in sports, it's all about your shoe game. So tonight we are taking you inside Mike Trout and Nike's shoe release party for his new kicks, which his roommate Garrett Richards is wearing tonight on the mound. Another Angel MVP, hitting coach Don Baylor is this week's Halo hitter highlight, and Hector Santiago talks about his nomination for the Roberto Clemente Award. All that and so much more. Don't miss it tonight after the Angels Live postgame show. Victor?
Thanks a lot, Alex. Shane Victorino to lead things off here in the 4th. Vidal Nuno has certainly settled down since that first inning when he faced 8 batters. They have an infield base hit to Trout leading off the 3rd and nothing more.
Like we've seen from a number of pitches, Iwakuma, another one that has that modified stretch position, even with no one on base. Allows him to stay tucked in as far as his delivery.
Victorino lines one out toward left field. Smith kind of took a wrong turn and gets lost. Has to pick up the ball on the warning track, and it's a double for Shane Victorino.
The ball was hit real hard by Victorino, and Seth Smith, once you make that one wrong step, very difficult to track that one down. Hit well, coming in on the baseball, then over his head for Seth Smith. Lead off double for Victorino, his 3rd of the season. Very important now for the Angels to somehow manufacture this run to make sure you score this one to expand the lead.
Carlos Perez 0 for 1. Well, into a fielder's choice that ended the first inning. Pulls this one toward the hole. Marte has it to the backhand. Off balance throw. They get Perez. And going over to 3rd is Victorino.
Well, real close to Marson not keeping his foot on the base. And Alfredo's telling him to stay there just to make sure they look at that play. Good base running, though, by Victorino. Originally thought about going, then goes back, and then saw the throw the first by Marte. Long throw. Advances over to 3rd base.
You know, if he throws to 2nd, again, Victorino, look where Shane is at.
Yeah, off balance, he kind of looked that way, but then the throw over. See if he's able to keep his foot on the base. Looks like he did.
Yep.
Good play by Logan Morrison at first base.
I tell you what, that's pretty good range on the part of Marte, because he was kind of trying to keep Victorino close to the bag at 2nd. redirected to get that ball. Carlos trying to shoot one through the hole.
And Victorino with that double now. .469 career hitter against Seattle.
Let me tell you something. We've seen a lot of shortstop for Seattle over the last couple of years. This by far is the best kid that they've had at shortstop.
Great range, good arm, athletic.
21 years of age. They pitch out. Nothing's going on. Giavatelli to fly ball to right field in the second. He's 0 for 1.
It's not a bad decision, though, by Lloyd McClendon, especially first pitch. Thinking maybe Giavatelli hasn't been seeing live pitching for a while, a couple games down in Arizona, but not at the big league level. When you look out there, you see Seattle's infield in, especially with the score 4-3. You're really putting yourself in a situation where you can have a big inning go against you.
2-0. Chopper back toward the middle. Cano can't get it. It's an RBI single. And the Angels increase their lead to 5-3.
And that's the exact reason. Now, Cano playing back may have a chance to backhand that baseball, but with the infield in, now you've opened up a chance to have a big inning go against you, because that room to be able to get a ground ball at an infielder when they're playing in, very difficult to get that squared up at an infielder that close to the hitter. And Giavatelli, we talked about how he shortens up his swing as the game progresses, get that ground ball by Robinson Cano. Very difficult to react that quickly when you're playing in. So a lot of time in this game to bring an infield in, give up an extra run. Big one for the Angels.
Eric Guybar, a double in the first, a ground out in the second, so he's 1 for 2. Eighth hit of the night for the Angels. Bounce it back to the mound. Nuno's got it. Feeds Marte for 1. Relay back to first in time. Inning-ending double play. The Angels add a run. We head to the 5th. It's a 5-3 Halo lead. By the Dodge Charger with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. This car was made for driving in California. Visit Dodge.com. By AT&T Uverse. More live channels on the go than cable.
And by Subaru. Test drive the all-new 2015 Subaru Forester or go to Subaru.com to learn more.
Top of the 5th here at the Big A. It is 5-3 Angels. Top of the order coming up for Seattle. Marte, Seager, and Cruz. Garrett Richards at 73 pitches. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 4 hits allowed. Marte is swinging a miss. He's 0 for 2. A bouncer back to the mound and a strikeout swinging in the second. Right now, the turning point of this game This one hit off the end of the bat towards short. Ibar's got to get rid of it quickly. And there's out number one. And that turning point being how that top of the second ended. Garrett allowed the first four guys to reach. 2 runs came across. Made it a 4-3 game. And then he struck out the next 3 guys. Barron, Marte, and Seager to get out of it.
And we always talk about a pitcher, no matter how well you're doing during the course of a game, there's always going to be one of those tough innings. Well, that certainly was a tough one for Richards, but he limited the damage with those 3 strikeouts in a row to finish off the inning.
Seager 0 for 2. A ground down and a strikeout. One pitch hit toward right center field. It's a base hit. Went out and got that one and hooked it into right field.
Mainly because both those pitches were almost in the exact same spot, elevated also.
Fans, this broadcast of Angels baseball being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. We welcome you to our broadcast, and as always, we thank you for your service to our country. Nelson Cruz, 1 for 2. A home run in the first, a line out to Giavatello in the third. Off-speed pitch, misses inside.
Boy, he pulled off on that slider. You would think with Nelson Cruz you have a chance at potentially a ground ball double play. He's only hit into 5 this year.
Got that lift in his swing.
Kind of like when Mark McGwire used to play, not a lot of ground ball action. It's either fly ball or line drive with that type of swing.
But you can induce the McGwire double play ball, right?
Every once in a while I got lucky.
2 balls and 1 strike. So that sink piece at him.
Let him crush the third baseman.
Hey, he chose to play the hot corner.
Exactly.
Nobody made him. His decision. Seager over at first base, a 1-out single. Try to pitch inside here. That's up and in. 3-1.
It's like facing Dave Winfield. Third baseman George Brett or Greg Pryor would come in and go, hey, is there any chance you can get him to hit that ball to the outfield and set it towards me because he's going to kill me at third base? I said, no, as long as he hits it towards you and not me, I'm fine.
That was a big guy in the batter's box. Still is a big guy. He was here the other day. 3-1 pitch inside. He walked him. Third walk issued now by Richards. 2 on, 1 out, and Robinson Cano coming up.
And I think Garrett's got to remember, even though Nelson Cruz hit that home run against him, coming into the game, just a 182 career hitter against him. But this is a mistake fastball. You don't go away from your fastball. Now you're going to face a guy with good career numbers against you in Robinson Cano.
And what you don't want to see here is another inning in which right after the Angels got you a run that you give it right back. Looking for the old shutdown inning. Cano 0 for 2 so far tonight. Struck out his last time up. 1-0. Here comes Mike Butcher. Richards at 84 pitches here in the 5th.
Robinson Cano has grounded into, though, 21 double plays. So far in this game, though, for Richards, he's faced 22 batters. Only 10 times has he thrown a first pitch strike. 84 pitches, 51 strikes, 33 out of the strike zone for Richards.
It's a Seattle team that has swung the bats better in the month of September. 275 team batting average. They've got the same record as the Angels in September, 13-8 this month. Cano had a slow start to his year. Turned it on the last couple of months. The count evened up on him. 337 in June. Pardon me, in July. 351 in August. 275 here in September. Seager at second, Cruz at first. Ground ball right back to the mound. Richards fires to eyeball. Relay back, easy double play turn, and the Angels are out of it. Went to the bottom of the fifth inning. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Halos. That may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Halos up by the score of 5-3 as we begin the bottom of the fifth inning. Garrett Richards inducing the inning-ending double play off the bat of Robinson Cano to keep it a 5-3 lead.
I like what he's been doing lately when he's been throwing the bases, when he getting that athletic position, throwing from three-quarter arm action like an infielder would.
Halos have Calhoun trying to Pujols up here in the fifth against Nuno. First one's a strike to Cole. Cole 0 for 2. A fly ball to left field in the first inning, struck you out to end the second. Bob Davidson and his wide strike zone. He's called it for both sides that way. Cole doesn't like it. It's an 0-2 count. Seattle has action in their bullpen now. Nuno at 58 pitches. Tony Zick, first man up. Reaching for this one, rolls it foul. 1-2. Zick with good stuff. Good arm.
Nuno has failed to go past that fifth inning. Nearly 50% of his starts since the beginning of last season. So this is generally that zone in which, as a manager, you have to think in terms of getting that bullpen ready just in case he starts making some mistakes.
Cole strikes out, 1 away. Fastball up and in.
Anderson pitches away, went upstairs with a fastball just above the strike zone, and another strikeout for Cole. It's the 34th strikeout this month for Cole Calhoun.
Trout looks at a strike. He's 2 for 2, an RBI double in the first inning and a run scored. And he had an infield base hit in the third. Stranded at first. Big crowd here tonight. It's in tight. 2 balls and 1 strike. First of a 3-game set against the visiting Mariners. Houston trailing Texas 6-2 in the 8th inning. Trout, this one fouling out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Minnesota lost. Baltimore lost.
Well, he got away with that. You see that smile from Trout as he's walking back in the batter's box. He got a high changeup. Just missed that one.
2-2. Downstairs, full count. Trout at 21 games this month is at 288 with 7 home runs, 13 runs batted in. This after 218 in August. The Yanks this one foul. Heads up. Wow. That got in there in a hurry. That is line to left, a base hit. Smith over to cut it off. Will do so. Trout is going to stop right there. 1-out single. 3-hit game for Trout.
Talked about how well he hit the baseball on the road trip. Continued on here at the homestand. On McClendon, looks like he is going to the bullpen.
Yeah, with Zick ready to go. Here comes the call to the bullpen. A pitching change. We're in the 5th inning with the Halos up 5-3.
Kind of summer event by Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai, great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Halos up by the score of 5-3 with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Lloyd McClendon goes to the bullpen. Vidal Nuno is done, and it is Tony Zick on in relief. 4 1/3 innings for Nunez. 67 pitches, 9 hits, 5 runs. All 5, or 4 of the 5, I should say, came in the first inning. The 5th came in the 4th. He's responsible for Trout standing at first base. Turn in and out, who's in, who's out. Zick, 25-year-old from Illinois. Went to school in Chicago and then went to the University of Louisville. Cubs 4th-round pick in 2011. He was purchased by the Seattle Mariners.
He's got a good fastball. You mentioned that earlier. 94 to 98. And a sharp slider also.
Mariners picked him up beginning of April. Zick between AA and AAA this year, 1-2 mark at a 2.98 ERA. Total of 9 saves. Combined whip of 1.11. Albert 1 for 2 with a home run and a strikeout. Couple of throws over to keep Trout honest. Doing him a favor because Mike could not figure out Nunez's move.
Yeah, he was pretty quick and just had a little bit enough of the deception right by that pitching rubber. If you cross that rubber, you have to go home. He was right along that border. Zick has allowed 1 stolen base, but 2 runners have been caught when he's been on the mound trying to steal.
Albert takes a fastball for a strike.
It's pretty quick to the plate and 96-mile-an-hour fastball too. Another opportunity as a catcher to throw him out.
Trout takes off. Albert bounces one to the right side. 2 outs. Trout at scoring position, no stolen base. Albert thinking that with Cano covering, maybe inside out of ball to right field. That pitch was in off the plate though.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do that, especially when it's coming in at 94 with movement.
So Corona's up trying to extend the Angels lead. The Angels have seen Zick before. 2 innings in that last stretch of games up at Safeco. 1 hit allowed. David Freese had the base hit off of Zick. 5-3 Angels here in the 5th. Thrown late on that one.
Another fastball running inside. That was a 95.
Bullpen's been an issue for Seattle all season. 19-31 out of the pen with a 4.12 ERA. Watch out.
That's a cross-up on that one.
Wow.
Wow.
There's a young man thinking he's going to get a slide piece, and he gets 94 on the outside part of the plate. He went to go block a slider.
He's thinking, okay, I'll get this got a chance to be in the dirt.
That got him in the shoulder.
Yeah, he didn't even get any glove on that one. Now this is the one we said you absolutely don't want to have happen, the mask and shoulder. Now if you're going to be crossed up, you want to be looking fastball, have to deal with a breakable, not the other way around, especially when you're dealing with a mid-90s fastball.
Yikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slider, and this is lifted out to shallow center. Miller coming in. Marte going out. It's Miller. No, Marte.
That's a dangerous play for a shortstop going back. Much easier for the center fielder.
Handles even another man in scoring position. Still on top 5-3.
Summary, Nelson Cruz. Seattle Mariners on the board early with his 43rd home run. At that point, Seattle leading 1-0. And Albert Pujols, a 2-run home run. Give the Halos a 3-1 lead and a base hit going the other way as far as a 4-run first inning for David Freese. 51st RBI. And Johnny Giavitello's first game back after missing 31. Ground ball up the middle. Brings home Shane Victorino for the 5th run of the game.
Garrett back to work here in the 6th inning. 86 pitches thrown by the Angels right-hander. He's got Smith, Trumbo, and Morrison here in the 6th. A nasty pitch down and in. Fools Smith. Drew a walk and scored in the 2nd. Struck out looking in the 3rd. Game in Houston's in the 9th. Texas still leading at 6-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Texas hangs on. They will increase their lead in the West to 4.5 games over the Houston Astros with 2 to play at Minute Maid. And then Houston goes out on the road
for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they go to Seattle and Arizona. Yeah. Down goes Smith on 3 pitches, 1 away.
Slider, curveball, slider for a swing and miss.
Hey fans, Sunday the Angels take on the Mariners at 12:35. Fans in attendance will receive a 2015 Angels team photo courtesy of Fox Sports West while supplies last. Get your tickets at the stadium box office or online. If you look closely, you can see us photobombing from the booth.
Yes.
Don't need a magnifying glass though.
We'll be smiling though.
Yeah. Here's Trumbo. Trumbo with a walk and a ground out. Lifts one out toward right. Playable for Cole.
And that ball is hit extremely high in the air.
2 down.
First baseman, number 20, Logan Morrison.
Logan Morrison, an RBI single in the 2nd, a fly ball to center in the 4th. Two and 0. Seattle with 3 runs, 5 hits. They've left 4 on. The Angels 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Carlos Perez throwing error. The Halos have stranded 3 base runners.
A very good fastball hitter now and a very good fastball count.
Good off-speed pitch. It's laced foul in front of the Mariners dugout.
He was geared up for a fastball. A good decision to go with a slider, one in the strike zone that he has to swing at.
Three and 1. So you don't want to lose him here. You want to get out of this inning, get back out there for another. 3 pitches to Smith, 1 to Trumbo for the first 2 outs. Another good pitch. Let's stay right there.
Very difficult to bring your hands inside and make good contact when it's 96 with that cut action.
You can get him to chase that breaking ball that he threw to Smith.
Especially because that fastball's in that similar plane.
There it is. Down goes Morrison. Perez throws down the first, completes a strikeout. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Angels up 5-3.
Fenway, though, the Red Sox win that one 7-0 in the Lone Star Showdown. The Rangers in Houston taking on the Houston Astros. It's been all Rangers so far in this game. Sin-Soo Choo with one on against Scott Kazmir, who struggled. Put up a 2-run home run. Sin-Soo Choo, who's been swinging the bat very well for the Rangers. The Rangers in general have been driving the baseball. Lead that one 6-2 now with one out in the bottom of the 9th in Houston.
First pitch, and Freese gets hit on a fastball in.
What was it? Might have gotten his hand too, and the tricep area. He's striding, fastball in off that tricep area.
Hear me out, not trying to be a conspiracy theorist here. But remember, it was Freese that hollered something back toward the Angels dugout when he got hit by a pitch in Seattle. And you wonder if the Mariners took exception to that, even though it had probably nothing to do with Seattle. This after Seager was hit by Weaver.
He's been hit quite a bit.
Victorino, a breaking ball, backs up on him, and he fouls it. That's 2 pitches in.
12 times Freese has been hit this year, and a couple pitches last inning too. For Zick, it was up and in too, the Pujols and Trout. It's a backup slider. Certainly no intention on that pitch.
Tough pitch to pull the bat back, because you read the spin of the ball and you're anticipating that break, and all of a sudden it doesn't.
And you want to be able to bunt a breaking ball. Much easier to get down on the ground, but that just stayed up.
Victorino 1 for 2 with a double and a punch out. The double, his third. Seager playing in over at third base. Oh, what count?
Seager playing way in.
Fouls it back. 0-2. bunting, and he goes down swinging on the breaking ball, 1 away. Brings up Carlos Perez, who's 0 for 2.
Nasty slider going down and away. Look at that rotation and the seams, the way they're spinning on that slider. Not be surprised now if Mike Scioscia puts a hit and run on. Perez handles the bat well.
Game in Houston has gone final. Texas has defeated the Astros 6-2. So the Angels, the opportunity to draw within a half game of the Astros. Fastball for a strike.
Angels now tied in the loss column with the Astros. At this point, Mike Scioscia's club now controls their own destiny, how well they play the rest of the year.
Minnesota lost, Baltimore lost. Cleveland shut out Kansas City. Cleveland picks up a game. They are 3 back now. Slider and a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts after hitting Freeze. 2 outs now. Johnny Giavotella coming up.
Does have a sharp slider. The percentage of pitches thrown for Zach's slider at 43%. That's a tight slider, true slider. Break to that one.
Boy, with all the issues the Cubs have had this year with their bullpen, you would have thought that this young man would have certainly gotten plenty of opportunities here in Chicago. Being a native of the area, being drafted by the hometown team, one of the hometown teams. Good pickup by Seattle.
I would think maybe the control would be an issue. Only 2 walks. Tell you what, he was real close to not coming to a complete stop before he delivered that baseball.
Giavotella 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI.
The reason why I say that, they can call a balk, and with Bob Davison behind the plate, who likes to call the ball, he need a discernible stop.
Hence the nickname. Balk and Bob. Bob's been around a while. Nothing but sliders since hitting Freeze with a fastball.
Can't try to pull that pitch, that's for sure. You see a lot of the swings, that front shoulders pulling off the baseball.
There's the 1-2. Another one. Evens the count up. RBI for Giavotella in the 4th inning, his 41st of the year. Two other games still being played in Major League Baseball. The Giants trailing the A's at the Coliseum 4-3, and that game's in the 7th. Diamondbacks leading the Padres 6-2. That game's the bottom of the 6th down at Petco. 2-2 down. Fastball fouled off. Here it's 5-3 Angels. 4 runs in the 1st inning by the Halos, and then they added a run in the 4th.
Pulls with a big 2-run home run. Mike Trout with 3 hits in this game at this point. As usual, those two together all the time.
Watch out.
That's why he's throwing that slider. He can't control his fastball, the movement, because what he does, he drops his elbow, and that creates that lateral movement on the fastball. See, when that elbow drops, that fastball is going to elevate and run in on a right-handed batter. With his arm in a much better throwing position when he throws his slider.
Freeze will take off. Breaking pitch out towards center field, hit pretty well. Miller was playing very shallow. He's got good speed, not going to get there. All the way to the wall. David will score easily. Giavitello trying to go to third. He is in there with an RBI triple. 6-3 Angels.
In the emphatic headfirst slide, the energy he brings in the crowd to their feet right now. Fourth triple, 41st RBI and second hit of the game. A slider, this time middle of the plate. And Johnny Giavitello reads that over the head of Brad Miller in center. And he turns on, look at this dive, head first dive for Johnny Giavitello. Some distance on that dive.
Eric Ibar at the plate. He's 1 for 3. Swings through the first one. Got a fastball. Pulled the trigger. Comes up empty.
Well, we talked about Giavitello in the pregame show, given that balance in the lineup. Bottom part of the order.
Ground ball to the right side. Cano's got it. That'll do it for the Angels, but they add a run. Ahead of the 7th. Halos up 6-3 now.
This dive, head first dive, the energy for Johnny Giavitello for his 4th triple of the season.
Pacific with Maryland, West Virginia on FS1, and a doubleheader on Fox, starting with 3rd-ranked TCU versus Texas Tech, followed by the 18th-ranked Utah Utes and 13th-ranked Ducks of Oregon. It's all on your home for college football all season long. FS1 and Fox.
It's pretty good games there.
Yeah.
TCU.
The Horny Toads. Taylor Featherston takes over at second base as we start the 7th. It'll be Brad Miller, Steve Barron, Ketel Marte for Seattle here in the 7th. There's Taylor. Garrett at 97 pitches. Giavitello done after a 2 for 3 night.
And a fantastic dive in the 3rd for his triple.
1 ball, 1 strike on Miller. Missed in. Miller 2 for 2. Bought base hit in the 2nd inning. Infield single in the 4th.
Sometimes when you look at Garrett Richards, his slider's so good. He goes away from his fastball at times, especially on a 2-1 count. Your offense just gives you another run to support. You're getting close to that pitch limit for you. You want to go after him with your fastball.
full count. Angels have action going in their bullpen. Richards down 101 pitches. And Salas first man up. 3-2. He walked him. Fourth walk issued by Richards. 8th place hitter. Talk about that's a straight challenge right there. Here you go.
Exactly.
Sean O'Malley is going to pinch hit here for Steve Barrett. Switch hitter, 17 games with Seattle. 333. A double home run and 5 runs batted in for the former Angel, albeit briefly.
102 pitches thrown for Richards. 62 of them strike, 40 out of the strike zone. Again, another 4 walks in this game, giving him now 20 in his last 5 starts. Early in the season, that was not part of his game to walk.
Freeze playing in at the cut of the grass at third. Ground ball toward first. Crone has it. That is a fair ball. They get the lead runner for out number 1. Bob Davidson, the home plate umpire, with the call.
Yeah, until that baseball crosses the base, it's his call as a home plate umpire. Good throw by C.J. Crone. Turned around. Good throw to second, get that force out, still keeps the double play in order. As you see that foot still on the base.
Marte looks at a strike. The shortstop twice has grounded out. Struck out the other time. 0 for 3. Pretty good lead for O'Malley over at first base. Marte bounced it foul, 0-2.
The best way to prevent a potential stolen base is just hold the ball enough. Then your focus has to be on the hitter. At this point of the game, you're thinking outs. Yes, you like to be quick to the plate, keep that double play in order, keep them close enough, but your focus has to be on the hitter here, especially with the batters coming up after Marte, with Seager and Cruz and Cano.
O'Malley takes off. Marte a swing and a miss. 2 down. A stolen base for O'Malley. So Seager will bat with a man in scoring position and 2 away.
Good hard breaking ball. Now he had a decent enough jump because that breaking ball was in the dirt and in the scoring position, though. But you got that all-important second out. Good pitching matchup tomorrow with Felix Hernandez against Andrew Heaney. And another solid one on Sunday with Iwakuma versus Weaver.
Seager a base hit his last time up. 1 for 3, looks at a strike. There's Felix going tomorrow.
18-game winner.
0-1 pitch. Seager lifts one out towards shallow left. Victorino racing in it toward the line. Is there. Stretch time here at the Big A. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Halos, up 6-3. Strongest fan voted a hashtag West State a strong fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Angels up by the score of 6-3. Logan Kensing takes over on the mound for Tony Zick. Zick goes an inning and 2/3, allows a run on a hit. That was the triple by Giavatello. And 2 strikeouts and a hit batter. Kensing has pitched in 15 games this year, 1-1 record, a 5.25 ERA. Signed by Seattle back in early May. This after being released in early April by the Chicago White Sox.
Kensing's fastballs 91 to 95 range. Slider, throws quite a few sliders, and changeup.
Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols due up here in the 7th. Colo for 3. Fly ball to left and a couple of strikeouts. Garrett Richards more than likely done after 7 innings. 3 runs all earned, 5 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 4 walks. John Hicks is the new catcher for Seattle. Barron was pinch hit for. There's a little flare out to shallow left field. Long run in for Smith. Comes in. Puts it away for the first out.
Hyundai key for this game with Mike Trout coming to the plate. Urgent. That sense of urgency for this club every single game. The most important game of the season. Certainly at this point, an opportunity with a win here. Hold on to this lead. Tie the Houston Astros as far as the loss column in that battle for the second wild card. Seen this over the last few games, that sense of urgency with the club, not only at the plate, but in the field and on the mound, and Mike Scioscia's decision making as far as going down to the bullpen, too.
Slider on the corner for a strike. 3-hit game for Trout tonight, a double, a couple of singles, and an RBI. Oh, 2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If you're Mike Trout, you've got to be looking away now. If you're a pitcher, if you can go back inside with a fastball, you should freeze a hitter. He's probably going to go away.
He does. This chop to third. Seager has it. 2 down.
It's really that lost art. When you go up and in with a fastball, hitters will always track away.
Brings up Pujols back in the first inning. He did this.
It's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to Nuno inside part of the plate, and he turned on it. Big 2-run home run for Albert, 37th home run of the season.
Takes a slider for a strike. Albert 1 for 3 with that home run. Now with 89 runs batted in. Oh, 2. Kensing's been around a while, 33 now. Second round pick of the Marlins back in 03. Texas A&M. Most of his big league career with the Marlins. Brief time with Washington and Colorado. Now Seattle. This one's down the line, foul. Late on the fastball. Count remains at 0-2. Stay tuned later tonight in the post-game show for the business of sports, brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Chevrolet Valencia. In the 8th inning, Seattle has Cruz, Cano, and Smith due up. 3, 4, and 5. This is sharply hit to the right side. It's a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Albert. Picks up his second hit of the night. The 11th for the Angels.
Especially when Count is looking to try to punch something in that part of the field. Stayed back on it well. The fastball elevated outside part of the plate. Stays back on a good level swing for Albert, hitting that ball that way. With that shift on. Stayed back on that one well.
Crone a double, a fly ball to center, and a pop-up to shallow center field. It's caught by Marte, the shortstop. Two balls, no strikes. 6:05 start tomorrow. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Andrew Heaney, Felix Hernandez. Garrett Richards tonight, 7 innings, 3 runs, 5 hits.
We're looking back in this game, what he did in that second inning after giving up 2 runs. Both runs had scored at that point for walks leading off the inning, and then 3 consecutive punch-outs to finish off that inning, limit the damage. Solid effort for Richards tonight.
Crone drives one out toward right center field. That ball's hammered. Miller back at the wall. Gone! A big fly for C.J. Crone. What at Houston's 3-1, a 5-run lead late. You're welcome.
You ask and you shall receive. What a swing. Dead center field for C.J. Crone. Home run number 15. His second hit of the game. Multi-hit games for a number of hitters in this lineup. It's 12 hits on 8 runs so far in this game for the Halos. A hanging slider stayed back on that one well. You're talking about getting that barrel of the bat on it. And a perfect swing for Crone to dead center field. Must have heard you talk about his Utes.
Yeah, that's what it was. He's geeked up for tomorrow. Freese looks at a fastball for a strike. Back-to-back innings, the Angels with big 2-out hits. Tripled by Giavattel in the 6th inning. A home run here by Crone. Big boy territory as well. David Freese 1 for 2, an RBI single in the 1st. Ground down and hit by pitch.
Well, you love to see those 2-out runs. 2 quick outs. A base hit by Poles. A nice swing by Albert. And a great swing from C.J. Crone.
Slider, and that's out to right field. A base hit. Second knock of the game, and it gets by Trumbo. Freese on his way to second with a double.
Speaking of a multi-hit game and another great swing. David Freese will be pinch run for now. That's a great swing. A couple really good ones going the other way for Freese, who continues to come through with some solid swings since coming back from the disabled list.
Caleb Coward taking over at second base. Lloyd McClendon making his way out. That's going to be it for Logan Kenzie. He goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, and he's responsible for the man on. Angels up 8-3. Halos up 8-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs. Lloyd McClendon goes to the bullpen and brings in the 25-year-old Venezuelan by the name of Michael Guaipe. 16 games this year. 0-3 mark at a 5.48 ERA. He'll be facing a pinch hitter in David Murphy. He'll be batting for Shane Victorino. Guaipe at AAA this year. Tacoma ended up pitching in 38 games, went 0-4 with a 2.87 ERA, 5 saves, 36 strikeouts, 10 walks, and 47 innings of work. He's worked 23 innings of relief so far at the major league level. Caleb Coward, the pinch runner over at second base. Murphy hitting .283 on the season, takes outside. David is a pinch hitter this year, 10 for 31, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in, 2 for 5 as an Angel. Off speed pitch in there. $13 hits now for the Angels tonight. Murphy shoots one down the left field line. This one slicing foul.
Really important to see the hitters use the entire field. We talked about something that being one of the keys in this game. So really good, solid, confident swings today. Big home run to dead center field for C.J. Cron.
Breaking ball away. 2-2. Murphy fouls it off. Two now. Murphy skies with foul. Good shot of the bullpen. Fernando Salas has been loosening. Jose Alvarez, the lefty. Breaking pitch up the middle. Marte to his left hand with off-balance throw, and Morrison digs it out.
Marte is a special fielding shortstop. That's good range.
They might take a look at it here. No, they're not going to challenge it. Mike Scioscia waves it off, so the inning is over. The Angels tack on 2 more on the Cron home run. His 15th of the season. We head to the 8th inning with the Angels up 8-3.
Is on, and this is shaping up to be an outstanding Angels Live postgame show. We hope you stick around and join us. I'll be joined by Tim Salmon and Jose Mota. Alex Curry has all those interviews on lockdown. So we're going to talk about that Angels first inning with the offense, the second inning with G. Rich getting in trouble and then getting out. And how about Johnny Giavotella? This kid coming back, missing the 31 games. Johnny, the flying cannoli, Giavotella, that slide to third base, Victor and Mark is just a spark, some enthusiasm back with this club.
Oh, there's no doubt he is definitely a guy that brings a ton of energy, plus some balance down at the bottom of the order. 2-hit performance, but that triple and that headfirst dive.
Good to see him back. Bob Davidson and Lloyd McClendon looking over the lineup card. The Angels making some changes here. Not only is Fernando Salas in the game, got a new left fielder in Colin Cowgill. Takes over for Shane Victorino. Caleb Coward stays in the game as the pinch runner. He'll play third base, and Efren Navarro is the new first baseman. Fernando pitching his 67th game through 10 pitches on Wednesday in Houston. He's got Cruz, Cano, and Smith here in the 8th for Seattle. Cruz shoots one foul. 0-1 count. Nelson Cruz denied 1 for 2 with a home run, a line down the walk. Didn't go. Two-one pitch. Lifted and playable, it looks like. Calhoun racing over to foul territory. Makes the catch, and there's out number 1. The most popular way to follow the action of your Angels is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat, I should say, brings you baseball wherever you are with live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, score, statcast, live radio broadcast, and much, much more, including the MLB.TV Game of the Day. Gooby, download it for your smartphone or tablet.
That
today
is a lot. And a long read for you, too.
Hey, pass the boot mug, will you? Cheers. Das Boot. Happy Oktoberfest.
Yes. To everyone.
Cano, 0 for 3. The pitch is fouled off, 1-2. Cano lines one to right field. With 2 strikes, picks up his first hit of the game.
That's exactly where Carlos Perez wanted that breaking ball. He was pointing down towards the dirt, and he went down and got it, Robinson Cano.
Take a look at the American League scoreboard. Mentioned Texas defeating Houston 6-2, so the Angels capable of drawing within a half game of the Astros for the second wild card spot. And a win would even them up in the loss column. Minnesota lost to Detroit. Tigers coming from behind and picking up the win there. Baltimore shut out 7-0. Cleveland, though, they shut out Kansas City 6-0. They now find themselves 3 back in that second wild card spot.
Toronto with the victory now lead the Yankees by 4.
And not only that, Goob, I think Kansas City only has a 1-game advantage for best overall record now in the American League. 1 game over Toronto.
Kansas City clinching the AL Central, the first time they ever won that division last night.
Seth Smith 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. This one out to right. Jam shot. It'll fall in for a hit. Cano will round it, head to third. It's a single that put runners at the corners with one out.
We talked about how well this Seattle club swings the bat. Jose Alvarez getting up now in the bullpen.
Trumbo swing and a miss.
And Trumbo has rolled into 8 double plays this year.
One ball, one strike. Trumbo with a walk, a ground down, a fly ball to right. He's 0 for 2. Popped up, first base side, Navarro drifting over in front of the dugout. As Room makes the catch, 2 down.
So smooth with that glove after Navarro. A couple really good plays in Houston defensively. That's a nice one right there, right by the Mariner dugout. Under control, looking exactly where that dugout would be, and the railing reaches over. Nice play by Navarro.
So 2 outs, runners remain at the corners, and Logan Morrison now coming up. Here comes Mike Scioscia with Jose Alvarez ready to go. Scioscia's going to match up here. So a pitching change with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. The Angels up 8-3. Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and history. It all begins October the 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Jose Alvarez takes over on the mound with 2 outs, 2 on. Angels up 8-3. They'll be facing Logan Morrison when play resumes. 58th game for Alvarez. 4-3 record and a 3.71 ERA.
So we're going to get that one quick last out. It's Logan Morrison. Morrison hitting 184 against left-handed pitching this season.
Alvarez has had some issues with men in scoring position. Hitters have been .365 against him. He's got a man at third. Morrison cues one up the third base line. Caleb Cowher can't handle it. Goes off his glove. A run scores. And that is a base hit. It brings in a run, make it 8-4.
That had some serious spin on that baseball.
Yep. Caleb just overran it.
See where Cowher is playing. He's trying to get over there, and then that baseball spins back the other way.
Might check on Caleb, see if he's all right. He's all right. He's waving everybody off.
And so she wants to see if there's going to be a pinch hitter. Adam Nevla with Mike Scioscia.
This seems more of an opportunity to give Trevor Gott some extra tosses in the bullpen. Franklin Gutierrez is going to pinch hit here for Brad Miller.
Pinch hitting for Brad Miller, number 3, Franklin Gutierrez.
And with that, it looks like Mike Scioscia going to look down there to see if he gets a signal. And he's ready. Looks like he got the signal.
Trevor pitched back-to-back games Tuesday and Wednesday. And actually picked up the win in Wednesday's game with the Angels coming from behind. So he'll be summoned here. Gutierrez has been announced. Bob Davis is making a slow walk out there, and now they make the call. So the worst kept secret is now unveiled. Pitching change. We're in the 8th. Halos up 8-4.
On first, triples. All that speed, head first, dive. Second hit of the game for Johnny Giavitello, his 4th triple of the season. 41 RBI on the season with that swing, that triple to dead center field.
Trevor Gott comes into the ball game here with 2 outs. We're still in the 8th inning. It's an 8-4 lead now. 43rd game, 3-2 record at 3.16 ERA. He's going to face Franklin Gutierrez, the pinch hitter, batting for Miller, who ends up going 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, both infield variety, and a walk. Careful of Gutierrez jumping first pitch.
He's very aggressive first pitch fastball. Trevor Gott has a good fastball, challenges hitters with that pitch. 94 to 97.
53rd game for Gutierrez. 312 average, 15 home runs, 35 RBIs, 2 for 9 as a pinch hitter. He's got 2 men on. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Smith, the base runner, at second. Morrison at first. Morrison with 2 RBIs tonight, now 53 on the year. Oh, 2. Just touching that outside corner. Franklin doesn't like it.
Upper part of the strike zone, though.
Way outside. Eight hits for Seattle. Smith belongs to Salas, Morrison to Alvarez. A guy wants to go through the signs again, so Carlos asking for time will run out there.
Make sure they're on the same page. Also may go through a different set of signs now also.
Jammed him, popped it up. Foul territory, got racing over, and he almost goes into a dive. Thought differently about it. The ball bounds off the warning track and into the seats. He was the closest one to it. Count remains at 1-2.
See him coming out of nowhere. Tough play. Thought about sliding in on that one. That would have been a very dangerous play for Gott.
Pretty good pitch, too, from Gott in on the hands.
Should open up the outer part of the plate now, you would think.
Fastball off the plate, 2-2. Bases are loaded. Gutierrez wears one right in the ribs. Hicks gets called back.
He's going with that two-seam fastball to run it inside and dropping that elbow creates that lateral movement right on the hip. Gutierrez.
James Jones will come out to a pinch hit in the catcher spot. And this is all, really, if you think about it, after Salas got Trumbull to pop out Jeffer Navarro. Mike Scioscia decided to play matchup. Brings in Alvarez. Morrison cues one. It gets by Coward. And now Gott comes in, loads the bases by hitting Gutierrez. Now it's James Jones at the plate. 21 games this year at the major league level. A 125 batting average. 1 double. 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. Very good speed
Yeah, really good speed. Put a lot of pressure on a defense.
Smith at third, Morrison at second, Gutierrez at first base. First one low. Jones takes a strike. And now you've got to get Houston Street to start playing catch. Sometimes it's all right to just kind of leave things as they are. 5-run lead going into this inning. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. It's the other thing you've done too, because you've extended this inning. Top of the order's on deck. You got Seager, Cruz, Cano. Pretty good rip at a high fastball, 2-2.
Try to keep that one downstairs and away. Be ready out in left field for Calgill to run down a fly ball your way.
Got him looking. Down goes Jones, and the Mariners leave him loaded. They do get a run. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-4 Angels.
In the driver's seat, brought to you by Kia, with Albert looking on. Albert's had a solid game, a 2-run home run as part of that 4-run first inning for the Halos. That's his 37th home run of the season, most since 2011, and 557th career home run, 14th all time for the machine.
Rob Rasmussen takes over on the mound here. 19th game, 2-1 record. He's allowed 17 earned runs in 14 innings of work. He'll face 8-9-1. Perez, Featherston, and Ibar. Jesus Sucre, the new catcher. And this is a little looper towards second, and Carlos retired for the first out. James Jones stays in the game out at center. Featherston coming up for his first plate appearance. Took over defensively in the 7th inning for Johnny Giavitello. Had a 2-for-3 game with a couple of runs batted in. 157 average, 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Taylor getting the bulk of the playing time at second base with Giavitello. Looks at a strike.
And Feathers has done a nice job since coming back up in AAA as far as shortening up his swing. Did a solid job filling in for Giavitello at second base.
Foul back. No balls, 2 strikes. By the way,
Tim Salmon made a play on that pop-up.
Kingfish. There he is.
Saving Patrick O'Neill.
Featherston drives one out toward left center field. That'll get down and go for extra bases. Good swing on a breaking ball for Featherston. A 1-out double. He's in scoring position. 5th double.
14th hit. Real good swing for Featherston. Talked about him shortening up his swing. Down and gets a breaking ball. Head is still. Threw that baseball very well to left center field for Featherston.
Ibar tonight 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Pulled down the line, backhanded by Seager. 2 down.
Seager, that was a nice play right down the line. Gold Glove winner from last season, 3rd baseman in the American League. Nice little prep step. That's how you make those plays. Anticipating that ball to be hit to your backhand and a firm throw across the diamond to get Eric Ibar.
So 2 outs and a man in scoring position for Cole Calhoun, who's gone 0 for 4 tonight. Top of the order coming up for Seattle in the 9th. Mike Bourne loosening in the Angels' pen. Evens up the count. Oakland defeated the San Francisco Giants tonight 5-4 at the Coliseum. The Giants' loss allows the Cubs to make the postseason for the first time since 2008. So congratulations to Joe Madden.
Watching that game today with Pittsburgh, those 2 teams are going to meet in the wild card game in the National League. What a game that's going to be.
It's the first time the Cubs lost back-to-back home games since like mid-August. Two one. Downstairs, 3 balls at a strike. Trout on deck. And he walked him. So Trout will bat here with 2 men on and 2 outs.
Nobody loosening in the pen for Seattle. So it'll be Rasmussen to face Trout. Mike 3 for 4 tonight with a double, a couple of singles, and an RBI.
Already from Oregon to see Trout. Maybe Trout will be jumping on that first pitch. He's already had 3 hits, double, 2 singles, and RBI runs scored. 6 home runs in his last 11 games.
First one. And there for a strike. Trout now with 98 runs scored. Looking for his 4th straight 100-plus runs scored season.
40 home runs. Josh Donaldson hit his 40th home run today, I think, for Toronto.
What was that noise? That sounded like a firework, thunder or something just beyond center field.
Been to too many concerts, I can't hear a thing.
Off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. I got to lay off the boot. I might just be hearing things. One. Down the line, slicing out of play. Donaldson, by the way, came into tonight leading the American League in runs scored with 117. I know he homered, so he added to that total. One ball, 2 strikes now, Mike. Previous 3 seasons, Trout led the league in runs scored. Yeah, one heck of a 9-game run if he were to try to overtake Donaldson, that's for sure.
Especially with that lineup for Toronto. We were talking to Toronto scout this the other day. This is a few weeks ago. They had 130 times this season where they've come up with the bases loaded this season, Toronto.
This one's fouled off to the right. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
Bautista hitting behind him. Encarnacion hitting behind him. Toronto closing in their first postseason appearance, I think, since 1993.
Yeah, going into today, I just looked it up, 132 at-bats with the bases loaded. Down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels have had their share 120 times this year.
C.J. Cron has been really good at that. Mike Trout has been real good at the bases loaded.
Full count. Featherston from second and Calhoun from first will get a head start. 2 outs. A full count. Pujols on deck. Payoff to Trout down. Mike takes a called strike 3. We head to the 9th. The Angels up 8-4.
Out of the park, Goodyear more driven. Great aerial shots tonight, courtesy of Goodyear Blip. Halos up 8-4 as we start the 9th inning. Mike Morin takes over on the mound here. He's got the top of the order coming up for Seattle. Morin on the season has gone 3-1 with a 5.81 ERA. This will be his 41st game. 31 innings, 29 hits, 38 strikeouts, and 8 walks, and he has been extremely good in the month of September. In 11 games, giving an ERA just over 1.
Yeah, a lot more confidence in his fastball. It's been very firm. 290, 295. His changeup is certainly a plus pitch, and his slider better command also.
Marte, Seager, and Cruz for the Seattle Mariners here in the 9th. The Angels trying to take game 1 of a 3-game series. Andrew Heaney, Felix Hernandez tomorrow night at 6:05. More importantly, the Angels trying to pick up a game, the wild card standing. So the victory, coupled with the Astros loss earlier tonight, will move to a half game behind Houston for that second wild card spot. First one is outside to Marte.
The important thing, tied in the loss column.
Marte tonight 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts, 2 groundouts. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seattle with 4 runs, 8 hits. They've stranded 8. The Angels 8 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on. Changeup, could not wait back on it. 1-2. This is a non-save situation. As we say that, Houston Street just playing light catch in the bullpen if necessary. Here's the 1-2. Changeup down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little over 38,000 here tonight. The opening game of this series. Last homestand of the year. A hot weekend. This will get hot tomorrow, Sunday. Marte chopping this one to second. Featherston has it. 1 down.
This warm weather, baseball carrying very well. Albert Pujols with a 2-run home run in the first. C.J. Cron, a 2-run home run himself. Crushed that baseball back in the 7th inning.
Off speed for a strike. Seager 1 for 4 game. Well, we have Trout, Pujols, Cron, Freese, and Giovatello with multi-hit games. Line to left field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Cowgill gets it back in, a 1-out single. It'll bring up Nelson Cruz.
Designated hitter, number 23, Nelson Cruz.
Cruz tonight homering in the first inning. He's gone 1 for 3 overall. Also drew a walk in the 5th inning. Garrett Richards tonight gave up 3 runs on 5 hits in his 7 innings of work. Good off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Richards looking for his 15th win of the season. It's already surpassed his career high at 13 set last year. One and two.
What a great changeup that is.
Dribbler out in front of the mound. Morin's got it. Flips it over to Morrow. It's 2 outs. Well, that's one way of recording the out at first. I'm sure Nelson appreciates that.
Yeah, making that run all the way down to first base.
2 down.
Mike Moore likes to try to underhand the throw to first base.
Trying to let Butcher know he's just getting his leg work in tonight as opposed to having to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, no sprint work tomorrow.
No. 2 outs, a man at second base. Robinson Cano at the plate. Cano looks at a strike. Cano 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored in the 8th. Little cue shot toward third. Trouble for Coward. Cano having trouble. Hey, they got him out at first base. Light that baby up as the Angels take the first one against Seattle by the final of 8-4.
Boy, a well-played game. Some great swings throughout. 14 hits. 8 runs scored. An excellent outing by Garrett Richards, picking up his 15th of the season. Multi-hit games for Albert Pujols, including a 2-run home run. C.J. Cron the same. Mike Trout with a 3-hit performance. David Freese swung the bat very well. Just balanced throughout. And Johnny Giavitello, welcome back with a game. 2 hits, including a triple, his 4th triple of the season. And now looking at the wild card race, the Angels is a half game back, but have tied now the Houston Astros in the loss column.
Cleveland defeating Kansas City today. Baltimore lost. And that's where they stand as far as the wild card standings are concerned. Good to see the Angels pick up the first game, especially after falling behind 1-0 in the first inning, come back in the second. We've seen that a little bit here of late. That's good for the offense to kind of continue to go, especially knowing that tomorrow night you've got Felix on the mound.
You got a serious challenge tomorrow night with Felix Hernandez, but Andrew Heaney has faced some tough pitchers himself, and he's done a great job. But that offense, especially in the middle of the order, C.J. Cron, big 2-run home run. Albert Pujols, the same 2-run home run.
Johnny Giavitello with a couple of hits tonight, a big one in his return for the first time since late August. He was in the lineup and contributed. He's down at the field with Alex Curry. Alex.
Johnny G is back. You did not miss a beat after being on the DL for a month. 2 key hits, 2 big RBIs. Was there any nerves or rust in that first inning, or just 100% the whole game?
Honestly, yeah, I was a little nervous coming into the game. But after a couple at bats, I felt great. It just feels good to be back.
Now, Mike Scioscia. Oh! All right.
That was for you.
Thank you. Said you could be the spark that this offense needs, and we saw that spark as you flew into third base. Was that just an excited slide there?
Yeah, I was just excited, just the way I played the game. I was trying to get to third base any way possible, and it worked.
And this team took care of business tonight. You guys took care of business tonight. Every game counts if you want to be playing into October. What was the message in this clubhouse before this game?
We're not done. We're only a game and a half coming in tonight. We have a long way to go, and we expect to make a playoff run and get there when the time comes.
Well, you're working there. Congratulations, and welcome back.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Alex. Thanks. It's glad to be back.
Give it up for Johnny G. Well, the Angels keep their playoff and postseason hopes alive with a big win here tonight for a final of 8-4. Now only a half a game out of the wild card spot, but stick around for Angels Live with Patrick O'Neill, Jose Mota, and Tim Salmon next.